Bobcat Athletics on KFJB-TV is made possible by Assured Partners, Greg Young of Marshalltown, Lennox Employees Credit Union, Marshalltown Area Chamber, Marshalltown Community College, The Gregors Furniture and Mattress, Sports Plus, Wayward Social, Wells Fargo Advisors of Marshalltown, Marshalltown School District, Scooters of Marshalltown, State Farm, mtownproud.com.
Safety! Dropped in the end zone. It's the house. Feldman, that one will get in. That's a good point right there. A shot coming here. That's a goal. Lifted to left center field. Gets off the warning track into the wall. Transition three. Boom! Knocks that one down. And it's a goal. What a beautiful play. Dutton, look what I found over the first. It's a 3-on-1 all the way. Yes! There he goes.
Your home for the Bobcats, KFJB-TV. Welcome to the Countdown to Tipoff.
Welcome to Ankeny Centennial High School, Class 5A, Region number 4. It is a semifinal tonight as two former CIML teams battle it out between the Jaguars and the Bobcats. Good Saturday evening to you. I'm Brandon Lewis, Dylan Doze alongside me. This is a matchup we were very familiar a few years ago before the Bobcats changed conferences. A team that has dominated the Bobcats in their history. The Jaguars, led by a very historic head coach, and one that has had over 700 wins in his history, and I know you know personally.
Yeah, Scott DeYoung, first time I ever saw him coach, I was in first grade, and Missy Miller was Miss Iowa at Colonesco. He's been winning big games for a long time, and he does it a simple way. They play incredible defense. They've got really good talent, but they can shoot. They've got 7 players with over 10 threes, but Ava Martin and then Tilly Smith both have over 25 threes. They're also the only 2 players for the Jaguars that played in the last game that Marshalltown played them, a 77-23 victory right here in districts in 2022.
We'll talk more about our matchup coming up with head coach Brian Murphy. That's straight ahead on the Countdown to Tip-Off right here on KFJB-TV.
Legends American Grill is the perfect place to watch your favorite team. Enjoy wings, nachos, steaks, and prime rib available on Friday and Saturday nights. It's game on for great food and your favorite drink to wash it down. You like burgers? Legends has fantastic, unique burger creations like this. The Legends Burger. Absolutely delicious. Gather with friends, enjoy your favorite team's games with the NFL Sunday Ticket, and make some memories. Legends American Grill in Marshalltown and our new Newton location, where the game is always on.
Marshalltown Community School District announces that preschool sign-up is going on now for children who will be 4 on or before September 15th. Sign up early as spaces do fill up. Marshalltown's preschool program ensures every child has access to high-quality early education in a welcoming and supportive environment. The preschool program is tuition-free with no fees to sign up. Contact the preschool coordinator at 641-754-1000 for more information. You'll need proof of your child's age, address, and immunization records in order to sign up. Welcome back into the Countdown to Tip-Off. It is the Bobcats and the Jaguars doing battle in Class 5A, Region number 4, semifinal tonight. Now joined by head coach Brian Murphy for the Marshalltown Bobcats. Coach, your defense coming off an exceptional performance, only 1 point allowed in 3 quarters against Des Moines East. It was one of those ones where you look back to earlier in the season, you dominated Des Moines East, but the fashion that your team came out in that first-round playoff game, how taken back were you from their performance on just the execution of the way they were able to come out and put up 19 points during that first quarter?
Yeah, no, there was a lot to feel good about that Des Moines East game. It's always a little bit weird playing the same opponent again later in the year, but I thought all the girls did a really good job of being locked in and being consistent where, as we were 7 through, we didn't have anything fall off, right? The rhythm on offense, the focus on defense, did a pretty good job staying focused throughout.
Morgan Hildebrand hit some big threes for you. Kinsley Bowie started to come along. Do you really feel like as the season progressed, coming down the line, I know we chatted a little bit about it, but hitting the peak kind of right where you want to be right now?
Yeah, and actually the thing I appreciate with both Morgan and Kinsley is they are starting to really open up and diversify the way they're getting their shot attempts. One of my favorite shots of that entire game was Kinsley caught it, had a great up fake, got the defender in the air, took one dribble to the slide, knocked it down. And it's those little extra things that just kind of build up the confidence where when you're starting to open up your ability to get yourself shots off the dribble, off little, one little two-step moves, it just frees up everybody else to be a little bit more responsive where you're not relying on somebody else to open it up for you. And so when those two are helping to create space for themselves, it allows everybody else to be that much more aggressive, either getting them the ball or working off the ball as the offense kind of continues to grow as the season goes on.
Yeah. What's the last 72 hours been like to get you ready for tonight?
You know what? I mean, it's honestly been really fun. What I will say is, we were in this exact same spot 3 years ago, came down here on a Saturday, and it was our bus that broke down that year. But, that year we were kind of walking in feeling a bit overwhelmed where our tallest starter was 5'9". We were starting three girls that were 5'5" or shorter, and physically we just felt a little bit overmatched. We don't feel like that this time around, and it's really exciting to come into a game where you feel like you've got a vision for what you want to accomplish, and that's a testament to what our girls have done, not just this year, but the last few years, is walking into a game where certainly, there's a very small margin of error. This can't be a game that we come in and kind of figure things out. We've got to come in sharp, but if we do, we feel really good about our chances.
3 years ago when you played in that playoff game, you saw Ava Martin, you saw others in that lineup, and Jaden Pratt. They were coming off the bench, but now they're starters. So what can you tell me a little bit about kind of your backstory on them, or the Ankeny Centennial is going to do well?
Well, I mean, the biggest thing whenever you play Centennial, and specifically when you're playing Coach DeYoung, they are going to be in your face, physical defense, full court pressure. I mean, there's a level of intensity and physicality that anyone that touches the floor for them is going to bring, whether they start or not. And so when you've got, they start 5 seniors, and that means they've got 4 years, of just kind of that mentality, that physical nature. And so that's the thing that is the hardest to practice against, and it's the thing you've got to adjust quickest to, is that intensity, that physicality. And so what we've been trying to work on the last couple of days is really embracing that physicality, because when people are that aggressive, the best thing you can do is try to match it and use it against them. But there's a different mindset you've got to have, is on every catch you've got to be looking to go quick and not letting them get into you. So that's something we've got to make sure we do from the jump.
I know they obviously had a tough schedule in the CIML. Johnston went undefeated. They're pretty challenged. But, when you look at your team on paper, in 5A amongst all teams, you're up there in blocks, third best defense as far as points win. On the defensive end, when you face some of those prolific scores, what's the biggest thing that you see in transition? Because I saw on Wednesday night against East, there was a lot of transition points. How do you have success on that kind of thing against Ankeny?
The biggest thing for us is, you've got to be getting stops, right? And whether it's, off turnovers, off rebounds, when you're taking the ball out of the net, it allows the other team to get their defense set. And that's something that, as we've gotten players back healthy, we felt more comfortable pushing the pace a little bit more. We're not running ourselves off the floor and running out of gas late in the game. So certainly having a little bit more depth has helped us quite a bit. But I think the other thing is for us is, we just, as a team, our identity is so built off of our defense that when we get stops, our offensive energy just is that much better. And so that's something we've got to continue to grow on, or build on, for tonight is, we know they're a prolific scoring team. They're going to hit shots. They're going to hit tough shots. And psychologically, that's the thing you have to be okay with, is you live with those tough shots and you just try not to give up the easy ones and play the percentages and hope that keep things tight so you have a chance at the end.
Well, I'm a big Colorado fan, and Dion always said, if you look good, you feel good, and you're looking the part here tonight.
Appreciate it. Yep, we were watching film from 3 years ago, and the girls saw the suit, and they're like, "Well, why don't you wear a suit anymore?" Okay, I'll bust it up for the postseason. So,
well, we love it.
Yep, thank you.
That is Brian Murphy. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
All right. When we come back, we'll check out the starters for Centennial and Marshalltown. This is the Countdown to Tip-Off right here on KFJB-TV.
Some say life is like a road trip. Is it a coincidence Scooter's Coffee is a drive-thru? We don't think so. Whether you need a coffee while you enjoy the view, to just get you through the long stretch, or to refuel between stops, Scooter's Coffee is there, brewing up delicious coffee, espresso blenders, smoothies, iced drinks, and more, with the convenience of a drive-thru so you can stay on the road and enjoy the ride. So go ahead, scoot on around. Amazing people, amazing drinks, amazingly fast. Scooters in Marshalltown.
You're an empty nester closing in on that retirement property. Chances are your plans didn't include mom moving in, but life happens and you do the right thing. Wells Fargo Advisors can help. For more than 125 years, we've created wealth management and investment strategies aimed at achieving our clients' personal financial goals. When retirement means caring for yourself and a loved one, turn to Wells Fargo Advisors. Together, we'll go far.
Wells Fargo Advisors is located at 14 East South Ridge Road in Marshalltown. Call them at 641-752-5401. They're a member SIPC.
Bobcat Athletics on KFJB-TV is sponsored by the Marshalltown School District. Embrace the lead. Scooters of Marshalltown. Amazing people, amazing drinks, amazingly fast. And State Farm. mtownproud.com.
Back in at Ankeny Centennial High School, the Jaguars, 4th ranked in Class 5A, hosting your Marshalltown Bobcats in the semifinal. All right, let's get to today's starting lineups, all brought to you by Sandvik Enterprises in Marshalltown. That's right, let them deliver for you while we deliver the starting lineups. Going to be number 1, Ava Martin getting the start, 5'6" senior, 8 points per game, 4 rebounds per game for the Ankeny Centennial Jaguars. Finley Blackmore, number 3, a 5'10" senior guard, 6 points per game, 3 rebounds per game, committed to go play at Western Colorado. Number 4, Jaden Pratt, 14.5 points per game, 9 rebounds, a 5'10" senior guard, committed to Illinois State. Number 5, Maya Crawford, a 5'8" senior, averaging 14.5 points per game, committed to Drake. And number 23, Tilly Smith, a senior at 5'5", committed to Grandview, averaging 4 points per game. That's the lineup behind 12-year head coach Scott DeYoung for the Ankeny Centennial Jaguars. For the Cats, they go like this: 9-13, their best season since the 06-07 season, behind 6-year head man Brian Murphy. It'll go like this: number 11, Kinsley Bowie, 5 points per game, 3 rebounds per game for the 5'8" junior. Number 20, Millie Heitman, a 6-foot junior, averaging 5.5 points per game, 6 rebounds, 3 assists so far this year for Millie Heitman, who's really come alive. She was our player of the game the other night against Des Moines East. She had 2 points, 8 assists, 5 steals, 3 rebounds, and just a prolific performance for the forward. Number 23, Georgia Jansen, 5'11" junior, gets to go tonight, averaging 5 points per game and 4 rebounds. Number 35, the senior, Ellie Hughes in the lineup, 5'8", and a forward, averaging 3 points per game and 7 rebounds, and rounding out the 5 for the Cats tonight. Number 44, Frankie Long, 7 points per game, 8.5 rebounds per game, 3 blocks per game. That's third best in Class 5A. A 6'2" sophomore, 10 points, 7 rebounds, 5 blocks against Des Moines East on Wednesday night. That is our starting lineups, all brought to you by Sandvik Enterprises in Marshalltown. Tip-off between 4th-ranked Ankeny Centennial and Marshalltown in the semifinal in Region 4 in Class 5A is next, right here on KFJB-TV.
Wayward Social is the place for fun. With 20 lanes of bowling, leagues for all levels, great food and drink options, an awesome arcade, there is a ton of fun to be had at Wayward Social for date night, family fun, or the company party with plenty of space for everyone. Visit Wayward Social on Facebook for updates on specials and live music. It is all on South 6th Street in Marshalltown. Visit wayward-social.com to start planning your group outing at Wayward Social, the place for fun.
We are just about ready for tip between Ankeny Centennial and Marshalltown. Let's get to our keys to the game here tonight, all brought to you by First Rate Real Estate in Marshalltown. Dylan?
For the Bobcats, it's Mac McClung, the G League superstar, had to get all perfect tens to win the NBA dunk contest. For the Bobcats, they're going to have to come up from that Iowa Alliance and get perfect tens to be able to win 10 threes, 10 free throws, and limit their turnovers to 10. It's a tall task. For the Jaguars of Ankeny Centennial, it's about the first four. First 4 minutes, leave no doubt. Get some turnovers, get those threes in transition, open up that big lead, and don't allow the Bobcats to dream.
White uniforms, black lettering for Ankeny Centennial tonight. Meanwhile, the Bobcats in their road reds. Bobcats written in white, blue numbers here tonight. We are good to go. Ball at midcourt. Frankie Long will jump for Marshalltown. Jaden Pratt for Ankeny Centennial. And the Jaguars come away with the opening tip to get things underway in the semifinal here tonight. Great to have you along. I'm Brandon Lewis. Dylan Jones alongside me tonight. Thanks so much for joining us on the radio side as well on News Talk 1230 AM, 93.9 FM, and here on KFJB-TV. Floater in the paint is good as Finley Blackmore, the commit to Western Colorado, opens up the scoring here tonight. Running the points, Amara Johnson, back from that Achilles injury a few weeks ago, picks up her dribble, swings it. Heitman, top of the key, right wing now, Bowie. Hands it off. Amara, three, near side corner, off the left side of the iron, and beat out for the rebound by Finley Blackmore. Ankeny quickly in transition. Here comes Ava Martin up the near side, swings it back, top of the key. They'll set up the offense. Back to the left wing.
Bobcats are in a 2-3 zone.
Kick. Cross-court pass to the left wing, now in the near side corner to Blackmore, and the ball tipped out of bounds right in front of the fine, sharply dressed Brian Murphy tonight, Dylan.
They're going to call the foul on Ellie Hughes. She got a lot of body before she got the ball.
Inbound to Maya Crawford. She's committed to go play for the Drake Bulldogs. Dump it down inside to Jaden Pratt on the right block. It's good for two. And it's 4-0 Ankeny.
And they got Frankie Long to move up the lane to stop the ball, and she came right behind her and was able to lay it up.
Amara Johnson trapped, and she's trying to get rid of the basketball. Turned over. Ankeny will take it all the way in for the layup. Blackmore with her second bucket of the night. It is quickly 6-0 Ankeny, and another ill-advised inbound pass right here. Amara Johnson with another turnover and a timeout by head coach Brian Murphy. 8-0 run to begin the game for the Jaguars, fourth ranked in 5A, right here on KFJB-TV.
McGregor's Furniture and Mattress is your local furniture store in Marshalltown, and they are proud to support Marshalltown Bobcat Athletics. If you need a new recliner to relax in, or perhaps a new dining set for the whole family, shop McGregor's. They also have a good selection of luxurious sectional sofas. Score the mattress of your dreams with an assist from the McGregor's friendly and knowledgeable staff. You'll be the household MVP when you bring home the winning selection from McGregor's Furniture and Mattress downtown Marshalltown. Open 7 days a week.
Hi Bobcats, this is Amara Johnson and you're watching Bobcat Basketball on KFJB-TV.
Scott DeYoung is the head man for Ankeny Centennial, 12th year here, but not his first coaching stint by any means. He started in the late 80s. Amara Johnson on the inbound, again a turnover. Just another turnover, another bad pass, and finally this time Heitman takes the inbound. As Amara Johnson sped up here as she finally gets rid of the basketball. Over to Bowie, down to the right block. She is double-teamed, gets it back to Heitman, poked away, though. Turned over as Jaden Pratt comes up with it. Up court quickly. They get it to Ava Martin. Martin feeds it right wing. Three on the way off the back of the iron. No good. Amara Johnson with the rebound as she's fouled as she does so. And the foul is going to be the first of the night on Jaden Pratt. So DeYoung started at Colonesco, as Dylan alluded to earlier. Went to Ankeny. And then the two schools split after he won 6 championships. And then he took over here at Ankeny Centennial. 713 career victories in his coaching tenure. As Heitman gets the inbound pass in the backcourt. She'll bring it up to the left wing, stops, gets it to Ellie Hughes. Hughes high pointing the basketball, dribbles to the top, hands it off. But
That one not on the mark. Ankeny will lose it out of bounds as they almost forced a turnover, and the game is just moving way too quickly for Amara Johnson and others right now against Ankeny.
What you've
Centennial.
seen is the Bobcats need to be limiting their turnovers, and they had Amara Johnson throwing the ball in early. She's just not tall enough to see around it. Bobcats have not cut quick enough. They've been real quick, and it's over and back. Bobcats get lucky, but they turned it over again. They're haphazardly cutting to the basketball. Yeah. Their passes are lackadaisical. You may be able to get away with that against Des Moines East. You're not going to get away with it at all against any member of this Jaguars team.
Certainly on a bounce pass.
Yes.
Inbound.
Nice cut.
Nice cut by Ellie Hughes. And that will get the Bobcats on the scoreboard as her shot hangs on the left side of the iron and drops in. It's 10-2 Jaguars to start this one here tonight. DeYoung. The J is pronounced like a Y, so many years ago in the CIML, Dylan and I decided, why not the Jaguars if DeYoung is a Y?
That's right. So we know how to pronounce Jaguars.
Yeah, that's true. I just want to clear that up for Jaguar faithful. Wow, Jaden Pratt with a three on the far side. And Ankeny Centennial feeling it early. 11-point lead.
As you look here, Amara Johnson does have a couple turnovers, but you can tell Bobcats offense runs a lot better with the ball in her hand. Bobcats have shot the ball really well of recent, namely Kinsley Bowie and Morgan Hildebrand, who will come off the bench.
Maya Crawford, a reach-in foul, as she will pick up that foul as she was guarding Amara Johnson. Amara Johnson, Ellie Hughes check out as Morgan Hildebrand and Sydney Capeyu are into the game. It was really good to see Sydney Capeyu have a nice night. 8 points against Des Moines East on Wednesday. Bobcats turn it over as the Jaguars come away with it. Maya Crawford into the front court. Set up. Tilly Smith, three from the far side corner is no good. Capeyu with the rebound. She'll push it and throws it away. She was looking for Hildebrand. Turned over. Ava Martin comes up with it. And she kicks it out near side. Now back to the top. Just inside the perimeter. Knock it down. Square it up. And Jaden Pratt is good. And she has 7 points early on here tonight of the 15 for Ankeny Centennial. 15-2. Hildebrand into the front court on the left wing. And she has her pocket picked. It goes out of bounds. And it will stay with the Cats.
If you look at that Centennial run, that basketball will not touch the floor. They get side to side better than most, and wide open jump shots that they knock down. They play on a string. It's so much fun to watch if they're not playing you.
Bowie with an ill-advised inbound pass to Heitman. It's turned over three. Left wing in transition. No good by Blackmore. Rebound by Hildebrand, but has it poked away. It's out of bounds on the baseline by Jaden Pratt, and it will stay with the Cats. And I would imagine Jaguars will still put that pressure in the backcourt on him here, Dylan.
Yeah, it's just how they play. They like to play fast. They like to get up and down. This is a team that beat Ames by 40, or Roosevelt by 40 and Ames by 39 earlier this year.
Two teams the Cats lost to earlier this season. Heitman to the right wing. Drops to Capeyu, down to the right block. Steps through and off the glass and off the left side of the iron. No good. Rebound, Crawford. Up to the right wing to Tilly Smith, and she turns it over almost by Hildebrand. Now Bowie comes away with the steal as they try to get it back to the top of the key. Bowie all the way. Left-hand layup is too strong. No good. Blackmore comes away with it. Up to Martin. And a backdoor pass, right block. Wow, that is a good find. She finds Jaden Pratt for the bucket. It's good, and Pratt goes to the line as she is fouled by Frankie Long. That will be her first of the night, and it's an and one situation for Jaden Pratt.
One thing Pratt does really well, she gets right buried to that baseline, just drops down, and she's just waiting for the ball right there. She doesn't play too high up on the lane to where Frankie could guard her there. She just nestles in right along that baseline, was able to get a good bounce pass and put it up for two with a chance for three.
Amara Johnson, Ellie Hughes check back into the game as Frankie Long and Bowie out. So Pratt knocks down the free throw. It's 18-2. Amara Johnson all the way coast to coast, and her shot from the right block is no good. Quick outlet up to Ava Martin. She'll back it out on the left wing. Gets it over to Blackmore, and they reverse it around to the far side corner. Skip pass to the near side. Now they find Crawford near side corner, buries it.
They just move the basketball so well, And they've sped up this game to where Frankie Long really has not been able to touch the ball, has not been able to do anything, and here's a pocket getting picked again.
Ava Martin picks the pocket and takes it all the way. She stole it away from Heitman. Capeyu breaks the press, gets it to Hughes in the paint, and has her shot blocked by Finley Blackmore as she worked it down to the right block, out of bounds. It will stay with the Bobcats. 23-2, 2:28 first quarter. Boy, this is a track meet right now, Dylan.
Yeah, you should, and that's really what it is the Bobcats are just getting sprinted up and down. And what we had mentioned earlier, it almost takes Frankie Long out of the game. There hasn't been an ability to post, and that's where the matchup for the Bobcats, they have a little bit more size inside, and they have not been able to really take that advantage.
Capeyu, right wing, almost lost her balance, but gathers it back in and gets it to Amara Johnson at the top of the key. Dribbling the back to the near side, right wing, hands it off to Georgia Jansen. Ava Martin all over her. Jansen hands it off to Capeyu. Now bounces right back to her, and Martin just steals it away from Jansen.
You got it.
And Martin, coast to coast, lays it in for her second bucket. She has 4, 25-2. And you really got to hold on to that thing. They are ready to take it away. And in the backcourt, Bobcats were getting pressed, and Bowie, all up in her grill, had a Jaguar and a timeout by head coach Brian Murphy. 25-2, fourth-ranked Jags all over the Cats on KFJB-TV.
YMCC, competitive athletics, affordable tuition, on-campus living, online courses plus 2 campus locations, unique programs, career training, small classes, short-term hands-on training. Choose MCC.
Well, big congratulations to Bobcat boys wrestler Nick Wise, got 7th, and still waiting. Xavier Anderson still to wrestle here tonight. We'll be keeping our eye on that, but it's great to see Bobcat boys wrestlers on the podium.
And it's especially Xavier is. We remember when he broke his ankle, football, how was that going to affect? And little did we know it wasn't going to. That grit and determination.
Not whatsoever, no.
He has gone from being ranked around 9 or 10 to going in the tournament ranked 3rd and beating the number 1 seed, and he's got a chance to bring home a state title.
Bobcats in the front court have it poked away. Jaden Pratt comes up with the basketball in front of the scores table. She gets it over the 10-second line. And quickly up to Tilly Smith. Right wing 3 is no good, but skying for the rebound is Pratt, and the putback is good for 2.
Pratt's already got 12 points here in the first quarter.
Averages 14.5, well on her way to that.
And the Bobcats' corners have not gotten out to that corner three-point shooter fast enough.
Telegraph pass by Mara Johnson, almost picked off. Capeyu ends up with it. Free throw line jumper's no good. Quickly cleared out to Tilly Smith on the Jaguar rebound. Up the left wing to Beam. Hands it off to Crawford. Off the mark on the left wing 3, but an offensive rebound by Tilly Smith. They keep it aligned. And now Hughes with a block. Maisie Smith was going up a little bit slow on the left block, and it is knocked out of there. And it will remain with the Jaguars, but a good defensive play there for the senior.
Frankie Long gets to get back into this ball game.
Cross-court pass to the near side. They move it over to Mia Crawford. Mary Johnson in her face. Now left wide open Beam, far side corner, and she will knock down her first bucket of the game, and it's a big 3. 30-2 as we approach the final 35 seconds of the opening quarter. Jansen has it poked away in the backcourt. Got to get it over. Almost a 10-second violation. Bowie ends up with it. Shot clock, game clock, almost identical.
And
Bowie, pressure all over. Almost a 5-second call. Nearing that. Gets it away to Jansen. Jansen bumped by Mia Crawford. Crawford will pick up her second foul of the night.
And you just look, you see that cut, then that bounce pass back, but Ellie Hughes taking it down really for the Bobcats, you can see it, some indecisiveness. Georgia Jansen, a little bit of indecisiveness with the basketball. You've got to be strong and have a plan when you get the ball.
Inbound pass is tipped away as Millie Heitman was looking for, I'm not sure, either Amara Johnson or Ellie Hughes, but regardless, it's into the Jaguar bench, and Heitman will move down to the near side corner as she'll inbound this one. 15 seconds to go. It's all Bobcat basketball if they need here in this final remaining seconds, but Mia Crawford knocks away the inbound pass again by Millie Heitman.
Yeah, you look at the cut off the ball has not been good for the Bobcats. Not done a good job of presenting themselves open.
Ellie Hughes gets the inbound, hands it back off to Heitman, drops it into Long, but she was kind of in the process of moving, and it sails out of bounds on the baseline with 8 seconds to go in the first quarter. 30-2, Jaguars with the basketball back for the final shot. Crawford into the front court, into the paint, kicks it out, near side. Three is buried again by Lizzie Beam, and that's how we will head to the second quarter. 33-2 is our score in the semifinal of Class 5A Region 4 on News Talk 1230 AM 93.9 FM and here on KFJB-TV.
Hey, it's Ellie Hughes, and you're watching KFJB-TV.
Brandon Lewis still in dose alongside me tonight at the end of the first quarter up on the Marshalltown Hy-Vee scoreboard. Number 4th ranked Ankeny Centennial Jaguars 33-2, leading your Marshalltown Bobcats. Bobcats defensively this year, 3rd best in 5A, giving up 36.5 points per game. They gave up 33 in the first quarter. That is the difference between the Iowa Alliance and the CIML, and you're finding it out right here tonight.
Well, and the Bobcats don't always play zone. They've played zone all throughout that first quarter, and they just have not rotated well enough. They have not gotten out to the corners. They've allowed skip pass after skip pass.
Bobcats start with the basketball here in the second quarter. Mara Johnson with a runner, no good. Ellie Hughes came up with it, and Hughes has both of the Bobcat buckets tonight, 33-4.
And that was all because Amara was able to get the ball into the teeth of the defense.
Jaguars put it down to the block. Jaden Pratt got the feed down to the right block, and as she went up with it, she was fouled. Shot was no good. Pratt at the line for 2 on the season for Jaden Pratt, a 70% free throw shooter. As a team, they are 5th best in 5A at 72% from the free throw line, including Ava Martin. She is 5th in all 5A. With 88% at the free throw line, and the first one by Jaden Pratt is good.
They just can all shoot. You can see the energy, even in their warm-ups, a ton of shooting drill, ton of energy going on. This is just a very well-oiled machine.
Ava Martin, the only starter in that 5 for Ankeny Centennial, not going to college for basketball. She's actually going to go to Missouri Western for soccer. That just accentuates the skill level on this Jaguar starting 5 squad. Travel by Amira Johnson as she works down to the right block, kept moving that pivot foot and slid just a little bit, and it's a turnover back to the Jaguars.
And she was telling Coach Murph she got shoved, and there wasn't a call. It got. Bobcats are going to stick with that zone, but basically it's just wide open threes. You get a couple passes, can't stop a dribble drive, and it makes for wide open shots.
Ava Martin 3 was off the mark as the Bobcats got the rebound into the front court. Bowie tries to feed it into Hughes on the right block, but it's poked away out of bounds by Tilly Smith. And on the dead balls, it will remain with the Bobcats. Samara Johnson checks out. Morgan Hildebrand will replace her. 6:51 second quarter. 31-point lead right now for Ankeny Centennial. Heitman gathers in the inbound pass, right wing 3. She'll take it, pops in and out, no good. Over the stretched out arms of Ellie Hughes. Quickly in transition, Blackmore, cross-court pass over to Tilly Smith.
Get it back to the top to Crawford. Crawford cuts past 3 Bobcats, but a travel before that, and it will be a turnover on the Jaguars. Back to the Cats with 6:33 second quarter.
You look at the Bobcats, they've got a couple good looks recently. It'll be interesting. Amara Johnson being able to get into the lane off the bounce has opened up some opportunities. See where the Bobcats go to get some buckets here.
Bowie on the right wing, a little give and go between her and Heitman. It's poked out of bounds from behind.
And that's one where you got to go bounce pass. You've got to go around your defender for a bounce pass because those lob passes have not and will not work against the lanky Ankeny Centennial Jaguars.
Tilly Smith was one to knock that out of bounds. Bobcats get it into Morgan Hildebrand, dribbles off her shoe, turnover as it's out of the baseline. So this one with the right to go on to the final in Class 5A, region number 4 tonight. Southeast Polk and Ottumwa battling it out at Southeast Polk. Southeast Polk ranked 13th coming into tonight. We saw them earlier this year.
Yes, we did, and we also got a chance. We were just down in Ottumwa watching them as well. They can shoot it a little bit. Not like this, though.
Finley Blackmore wide open near side corner, knocks down her first 3 of the night. She has 7. Jansen, left wing for the Cats. Drives inside and now dribbles it back out and hands it off left wing to Hildebrand. Guarded by Smith. They try to get it into Millie Heitman, and it's poked away, and they'll run the floor. As Ava Martin, left-handed layup is no good. She was fouled on the way up. And that's going to send Ava Martin to the free throw line as a foul comes in on Georgia Jansen. That is her first of the night. Ava Martin, 88% free throw shooter. The 5'6" seniors, first free throws up and good. Second free throw up, and that one also good. Ava Martin with 6. 40-4 now the score. Heitman into the front court on the Jaguar logo right in front of the bench. Stops, and now Bowie controls the basketball right wing. Has it tipped out of her hands by Crawford. Now tries to feed it in, but it's poked away as Blackmore got a piece of it, looking for Georgia Jansen from Bowie. Baseline right side, the inbound, Heitman will take it.
And they've been flopping Hildebrand and Amara not playing together. I'd like to see them play together here tonight.
Inbound intended for Capello. It's picked up by Blackmore. Feed it out to Crawford. Crawford up to Smith. Back to Crawford. She loses the handle on it. Bowie rips it away. The Bobcats force a turnover, and the Bobcat faithful made the trip. Give a nice cheer. Bobcats try to feed it inside. Nothing there. There was 3 Jags in the area. Crawford quickly up the court, down to left block. Spin move, turn around, off the glass, good for 2.
She has really good balance and aggression. She's able to square her shoulders and step through on that to get a bucket. She's got 9 so far tonight.
Bowie, a runner in the paint, no good. Gets her own miss. Rebound, putback is good by Kinsley Bowie. Under 4.5 to go before halftime. Free throw line jumpers. Jaden Pratt gets the feed. It's no good. Crawford comes from behind and rips it away, and the Jaguars get an offensive rebound. Good rotation on the offensive end. Wide open right wing 3 was no good, but underneath, Jaden Pratt with a rebound, and the putback is good this time. Jaden Pratt single-handedly eating the Cats tonight.
Yeah, they gave up 2 offensive rebounds because Bobcats went to go after the basketball and never turned around and put a butt in the gut and boxed them out.
Georgia Jansen with an illegal screen as Pratt hits the deck, and it's going to be a foul on Jansen, her second. And it's Jaguar basketball. Ellie Hughes, Frankie Long, and Mara Johnson checking back into the contest.
I'm excited to see a little bit with Amara and Morgan playing together. With Amara's ability to go off the bounce, can Morgan get a couple spot-up threes with the kick-out?
Free throw line, they beat the zone defense, and the turnaround jumper, Blackmore.
And
put on a clinic right there.
Here's the thing with that defense. The center person isn't going out from underneath the hoop. That 10-foot jumper is open every single time.
Yeah.
You've got to contest that with your middle defender on the backside.
Mara Johnson, a lot of dribbling, but not going anywhere. She tries a jumper from the right side of the block. No good. Outlet pass up court to Blackmore. Layup is strong. Rims out to the right side. Hildebrand got the rebound. Jansen will dribble it up, hand it off to Hildebrand as she's over the timeline. Engel dribbles to the left wing, takes a three. That one's going to be too strong. Jansen with the rebound, swipes it away, and Crawford comes away with it. They'll run the floor. Jaden Pratt. She got the feed down to the right block. It's good. Jaden Pratt, another bucket, making it 48-6. 2:45 to go before halftime.
And we're seeing the difference between jogging and sprinting. You're seeing that Ankeny Centennial has starter blocks and the spikes on because, oh my goodness.
Bobcats throwing the basketball around, and the Jaguars come up with it as Hildebrand tried to work it inside, but Frankie Long just not open. The defense took that passing lane away. Good give and go. Back to Ava Martin. Right wing three is no good. Jansen bumped on the rebound. That'll be on Maya Crawford. That'll be her third of the night. Every time Crawford has a foul called on her, she is convinced it was not a foul.
You know what?
I'm sure we saw that look from you in college a few times.
I have never committed a foul. Amazing because I was
Neither
slow.
is Crawford tonight.
I was slow of foot and I reached a lot on defense, but still.
Well, when you stand at 5'5", you got to do something.
5'7 1/4. 5'7 1/4.
In the morning.
Yes. When life weighs you down by noon, I'm 4'8".
Reach and foul by Tilly Smith on the right wing. Bowie was getting it to Amira Johnson, and that's where the foul happened at. Oh, wow. 2-for-1 pizza right now, Dylan. You going to go partake?
I am not.
Oh, okay.
And I bet it's not
It's probably not gluten-free.
I went there. I knew you were going there.
Yep. Inbound pass to Amira Johnson right by the scorer's table. She'll dribble to the right wing, loses the basketball, gathers it back in. Slipping around a little bit here tonight.
There's been a lot of slipping around. Don't know if it's the shoes or the court.
Do they wax? I mean, I know bowling was going on this wing. Did they wax the floor recently, Dylan? Frankie Long gets tied up down low with Jaden Pratt on the left block. Both of them.
Frankie's third foul.
Frankie not happy about that
Frankie's
foul.
livid. I have not seen
I've never seen her all that worked up before.
No. It doesn't happen very much.
Frankie Long will be subbed out, replaced by Sydney Capello.
And the speed of this game and how they've done it really has just neutralized her. Frankie's just frustrated, and Coach Murphy's talking.
When a man is in a suit and a tie, he's got something to say, Dylan.
And here's where the Bobcats are. They're not guarding the middle of the court, and yet somehow they still have wide open layups at the rack. They have got to want to defend at some level.
Rylan Boating was the last to make the bucket for the Jaguars. Bobcats no good on a shot attempt. Quickly up the court. They'll go inside to Pratt. Pratt gets locked down by two, but that leaves wide open Lizzie Beam at the top of the three. It's no good. Rebound inside by Jaden Pratt, and a reach-in foul is going to be called, believe, on Ellie Hughes here. We'll see. And it is on Ellie Hughes, a push. That'll be her second of the night. Bobcat faithful and Dylan do not agree.
I'd like to see, have we ever seen a Coach Murphy tee? I think I've seen one.
It's been a few years. It was probably back when we were in the CIML. So the foul is the fifth team foul, so that automatically sends Jaden Pratt to the line for two. And she knocks down the first, second one to come for the 70% free throw shooter, committed to go play at Illinois State. What's their mascot, Dylan?
Redbirds.
That's for sure.
And
good job. Second one, no good.
Yeah, Illinois State.
The pride of the MVC.
They've often had pretty good ladies teams.
They have, yeah.
And of course, most famous basketball alum, Doug Collins.
That was coming up on our trivia later tonight, Dylan.
Well, if you can remember it, whatever we're giving, we're giving trending media bucks.
Jaguars in the front court, wide open three. McLean Kelly knocks it down. She averages 0.8 points per game.
Right now, those three balls, the zone isn't working, and because they're so quick with the pass, they don't put it on the floor. They get that zone going side to side. You're never going to be able to recover, and it's just as if you're in the gym in the summer practicing by yourself shooting those threes.
Bobcats, Arentona's shot goes out of bounds, and it is back to the Jaguars with 7 seconds to go before halftime. Jaguars with a drive by Beam. I believe she put up a shot there, but it was partially blocked, no good. And as the Bobcats get the basketball back, that will end our first half. 54-6 is our halftime score. Fourth-ranked Jaguars looking to punch their ticket to the final in region number 4 in Class 5A action here tonight. They'll match up with Southeast Polk or Ottumwa, the winner of that one coming up next week. We head to our halftime coverage next when we come back. This is Bobcat Basketball. You're watching KFJB-TV.
At Greg Young Automotive, we go the extra mile for our customers across Iowa. Why do customers choose us and keep coming back? Because our commitment to exceptional service and satisfaction never wavers. With our extensive network of dealerships throughout Iowa, we leverage unbeatable pricing and offer a better inventory selection than other dealerships. Visit any of our 6 locations across the state and experience the Greg Young difference, where we'll go the extra mile for you.
The right insurance agent can make all the difference. Assured Partners agents represent multiple insurance companies. They can pick and choose from a larger variety of outstanding insurance options. Assured Partners also handles life and health insurance and Medicare supplement coverage. With access to local, regional, and national insurance companies, Assured Partners will create policies tailored to the coverage you need. For more information, go online to assuredpartners.com/Marshalltown. Power through partnership with Assured Partners in Marshalltown, Toledo, and West Des Moines.
The Halftime Report, presented by Scouting America. Adventure on.
At the break, it is all fourth-ranked Ankeny Centennial, 54-6. They lead Marshalltown here tonight. Let's go over our first half stat line as the Bobcats led by Ellie Hughes with 4, and the only other bucket here tonight by Kinsley Bowie with 2. Offensively, they just have been rushed here tonight, and things have been off the mark, but Bowie with a good play there on a miss, got her own rebound, and the putback was good, but it just seems like it starts with a defensive end, and that hasn't been able to convert on the offensive end here tonight.
It really has come down. Early on, it was a full court press that was able to turn the ball over, turn into layups. Then it became, in the half court offense, Ankeny Centennial jumps lane so well, but the Bobcats really have cut poorly off the ball, and when they've gotten the ball, have not been strong with it, have been indecisive, and Ankeny Centennial is not messing around. They're locked in. They know what their goals are, and it has everything to do with state and nothing to do with just district. As you see Ellie Hughes with her second bucket for 4 points. I really thought the 2 things for the Bobcats, very indecisive on offense. Defensively, that zone is getting just cut through like a knife through butter. They're just destroying it because they're able to get it side to side so quickly, and almost every single person out there can shoot.
Yeah, that is for sure. At the break, Ankeny Centennial led here tonight by Jaden Pratt. 18 points at the break. Ava Martin with 6, Finley Blackmore with 9, Maya Crawford with 9, 2 for Rylan Boating, 6 for Lizzie Beam, and 3 for McLean Kelly.
here in that first half of action. You mentioned, I mean, they shoot it well at the free throw stripe, 40% from the floor. They average 55 points per game, 4-1 in their last 5 games. They carry in a 3-game winning streak. This is a team that lost to Waukee in the 5A state quarterfinal a year ago, 46 to 44, a little bit of a heartbreaker there. They went 14-9 last year. You're right. This is a team that has big aspirations for postseason.
And you look at from a big 5A level, of course, Johnston has got to be one of those that you look at that if anybody beats them, that might be an upset. There, that's a very good basketball team. But the type of teams
undefeated during the regular season,
the type of teams that can knock off big perennials powerhouses are teams that can shoot and turn you over. And Ankeny Centennial plays at a high pace. They can turn you over, and they can shoot it. And this is, you're seeing on full display. The other thing is this may be, they are positive from bottom to top. You just see it throughout the way that they interact with each other. Even in mistakes, coaching staff is continuing to encourage them. They want to play at this high, frantic pace, and they're executing it perfectly so far tonight.
I saw Maya Crawford knocking away inbound passes from Millie Heitman, and she was over there joking with her teammates while she was doing it. You know, I mean, it's one of those things where you're not only you're executing, but you're having fun while you're doing it. Winning always allows you to do that kind of thing too, though, right?
Yeah, and you can see it on the flip side, the absolute frustration. A couple calls not going the Bobcats' way, and then you just see frustration. But the reason they're losing is not these couple fouls. It's that they are not playing. They were not ready to play at the pace and at the intensity that the Jaguars were. And that comes down to we don't see this intensity very often.
No.
They had been playing very well, really since Christmas. Bobcats have played very well. This is a different animal. It's
a Jaguar, not a Bobcat.
It is. This is not a bulldog from Ottumwa. This is not a Riverhawk. This is not
what
a
is
Dodger.
A Riverhawk?
I don't know. I don't know what a Dodger is. It's not a Trojan. This is a Jaguar, and we've gone into the jungle, and right now, I don't know if we're getting out.
54-6 is our halftime score. Be sure to hit the like button here tonight on our broadcast. We appreciate the support. Be sure to subscribe and turn on those upcoming those alerts so you can get those upcoming game notifications. When we come back, we'll find out how Johnston is doing in their postseason game and check out what else is going on in Class 5A tonight. This is Bobcat Basketball. You're listening on News Talk 1230 AM, 93.9 FM, and watching right here on your home for the Cats, KFJB-TV.
When my kids come home from camp, they're so excited. They go on and on about all the activities they got to do.
My son loves to go fishing,
Cooking, photography, kayaking,
zip line, archery,
robotics, camping, oceanography,
swimming,
and radio.
He's got so many fun stories that he would share that we just wouldn't have otherwise.
Being involved in scouting, my boys have made lifelong friendships.
I would recommend putting your kids in scouting. It's a great way for them to learn skills while having fun.
Marshalltown Community School District announces that preschool sign-up is going on now for children who will be 4 on or before September 15th. Sign up early as spaces do fill up. Marshalltown's preschool program ensures every child has access to high-quality early education in a welcoming and supportive environment. The preschool program is tuition-free with no fees to sign up. Contact the preschool coordinator at 641-754-1000 for more information. You'll need proof of your child's age, address, and immunization records in order to sign up.
Bobcat Athletics on KFJB-TV is sponsored by Assured Partners, power through partnership. Greg Young Chevrolet of Marshalltown. Drive with Greg Young and experience top auto service and selection. And Lennox Employees Credit Union, LennoxECU.com.
Welcome back to Ankeny Centennial High School. Let's check out the school board in Class 5A here tonight. Crosstown, Ankeny is hosting Sioux City East, and at halftime, Ankeny leading Sioux City East 41-8. Johnston currently up on Council Bluffs Lincoln 39-13. Iowa City Liberty is currently leading Valley 26-16. That's all we have as of right now. But on the wrestling side, Nick Wise for boys finished in 7th place. Congrats to him on his great season. Also waiting on Xavier Anderson to wrestle here tonight for the Marshalltown Bobcats as he goes for a state championship. Also, Uriah Carter of West Marshall won it all at 113 on a 10-7 decision for West Marshall in 2A. So congrats to him. Xavier Anderson being told he's up in a few matches from now. So we'll be getting you updates as soon as we know that. And then also, okay, we already got that one as well. So thanks to our reporters out there, Kyle Martin, Zach Tomish. We've got guys on the scene out there. Dylan, you got anything else for me?
So I'm looking at here. I'm in 3A. No, it's Southeast Polka's wrestling well as they always do. So.
All right, we'll update if we get more, but we'll take one final timeout. Second half just about ready to get going at Ankeny Centennial right here on KFJB-TV.
Wayward Social is the place for fun. With 20 lanes of bowling, leagues for all levels, great food and drink options, an awesome arcade, there is a ton of fun to be had at Wayward Social for date night, family fun, or the company party with plenty of space for everyone. Visit Wayward Social on Facebook for updates on specials and live music. It is all on South 6th Street in Marshalltown. Visit wayward-social.com to start planning your group outing at Wayward Social, the place for fun.
Bobcat Athletics on KFJB-TV is sponsored by Marshalltown Area Chamber. Meet in Marshalltown.com. Marshalltown Community College, a step in the right direction. And McGregor's Furniture and Mattress, quality furniture for every room in your home.
Ankeny Centennial begins with a basketball to start the second half, and a shot is missed, and the Bobcats come away with a rebound as Kinsley Bowie gathers the basketball in, bringing it into the front court, dribbles the left wing, looking backdoor for a cutting Millie Heitman. Reverse layup is no good off the right side, and a tie-up down underneath the hoop as Ryland Boating got tied up with Frankie Long, who plays with 3 fouls here tonight, and the jump ball possession error with the Cats, so it'll stay baseline right side as Millie Heitman will inbound. As she looks to inbound, Ellie Hughes, turnaround jumper on the left block, hits the iron twice and drops in as the senior Ellie Hughes with 6 tonight. She's the leading scorer for the Cats, down 54-8. Running the floor is Ava Martin. Her layup on the left side is good for 2. 8 for Ava Martin tonight. With 6.5 minutes to go third quarter, we do have a running clock with that 35-point-plus lead for Ankeny Centennial.
And Centennial coming out with a much different lineup here in the second half.
Kinsley Bowie gets a feed from Amara Johnson, banks in the 3 from straight on. Kinsley Bowie with 5.
Bobcats, it took them 16 minutes to score 6. It's taken them 2 minutes to score 5.
Jumper from the right side of the paint is no good, off the mark. Kylan Smith didn't draw a rim. Bobcats come away with the basketball. Here goes Amara Johnson up to the right block as she drives in, put the shoulder down a little bit too much. It's going to be a charge as Ava Martin hit the deck, and Amara Johnson picking up her first foul of the night as we look at the last 3 banked in for Bowie for the Cats.
As Ava Martin comes out, you wonder, is that just might be, will Scott DeYoung go deeper into that bench, or will some starters trickle back into this game with it being out of hand? 45 points so far.
Ankeny Centennial after that foul with the basketball at the top with Boating. Boating drops it off. Baseline jumper, pops in and out from 12 foot out on the far side on the baseline. No good. Ellie Hughes comes away with the rebound. Millie Heitman brings it into the front court. Hesitates. Drives now down to the baseline just outside the left block. She's tripped as she was trying to go up with the basketball, as Kylan Smith will pick up the foul, and that will send
Millie Heitman to the free throw line.
And you see there, Ellie gets into the block, little drop step over her right shoulder, got her 6th point of the night.
Millie Heitman at the line for the first time tonight. First trip overall as a team in the game, and Heitman, a 51% free throw shooter on the season, misses the first.
And she's kind of struggled down the stretch. There was at points she was over 60% from the line this year.
Heitman's second free throw is up and pops in and out, no good. And I believe Ankeny Centennial on the rebound, tipped it out of bounds last. Kylan Smith off of her. It'll remain with the Bobcats. So no good on either free throw. 56-11, still our score as the clock continues to run. Heitman looks to inbound, baseline left side, gets it into Jansen, free throw line, drives in, runner's no good. Ankeny Centennial with the rebound, and I think they threw it off of Georgia Jansen there at the last second, but it looked like she was almost out of bounds first before that happened, but Boating wins it back for the Jaguars.
Georgia must have stepped out of bounds because it did touch Boating out of bounds, so my guess is you're right, is that she had a foot out of bounds when she tapped it off of Boating.
Jumper just outside the right block in the paint, but a travel before that as Kylan Smith had the basketball. And it's back to Marshalltown with 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. And with that, we'll take a quick timeout. This is Bobcat Basketball. You're watching KFJB-TV.
Legends American Grill is the perfect place to watch your favorite team. Enjoy wings, nachos, steaks, and prime rib available on Friday and Saturday nights. It's game on for great food and your favorite drink to wash it down. You like burgers? Legends has fantastic, unique burger creations like this. The Legends Burger. Absolutely delicious. Gather with friends, enjoy your favorite team's games with the NFL Sunday Ticket, and make some memories. Legends American Grill in Marshalltown and our new Newton location, where the game is always on.
Hi, it's Cindy Rivera. You're watching Bobcat Basketball on KFJB-TV.
While we were away, the Bobcats were bumped as Rylan Boating committed a foul, her first of the night. Bobcats with the basketball in the front court. 3 minutes to go. And a turnover as Heitman was trying to find Kinsley Bowie, who was cutting down the left side of the paint. Turned over. Jaguars throw it up court, and it's out of bounds off of the hands of Maisie Smith. And so it's back to the Cats here as Frankie Long will check back into the game. Ellie Hughes is out.
Bobcats consistently have tried to hit the cutter with an over-the-top pass. I much prefer a bounce pass on that. Get to the side of your defender because it allows you to shield it with your body.
Not Heitman, but Morgan Hildebrand gets a feed to the right wing. Turnaround three is good. Morgan Hildebrand, just an exceptional freshman as Frankie Long bumps Kylan Smith on the way up. Count the bucket. It's good for two. That's her first bucket of the night. The and one coming. Frankie Long picking up her fourth foul of the night. 58-14 is our scores. That will send Kylan Smith to the free throw line, an 83% free throw shooter on the season.
You'd like to see Frankie just let her go there with the 3 fouls.
Free throw, the and one is no good by Smith. Bobcats with the rebound. But how about Hildebrand? Knocking down that three from the right wing.
She's shooting over 38% from 3 this year.
As a freshman, that's great.
When you see somebody as a freshman shooting that at that level, you just anticipate that growing more and more as she adds more to her game.
Mm-hmm.
But you can look at that Amara Johnson, Morgan Hildebrand backcourt for next year and get a smile on your face for sure.
Bobcats had the ball poked away. They pass it back inbounds to Hildebrand at the top. They get it to the near side corner to Heitman. Heitman looking to hand it off, but she has to pass it back out to the top of the key to Bowie. Dribbles to the right wing. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Dumps it off for Heitman. Goes up, and she's bumped on the way up. Shot off the mark, but Heitman's back to the line for 2 more free throws.
Bobcats, again, not playing those full starters against Ankeny Centennial, but I think offensively they've been much more assertive. They know where they want to go. They've been able to knock down a couple threes as well.
And the first free throw off the front of the iron for Millie Heitman, no good. She's 0 for 3 on the night so far.
Ellie Hughes checks back into the contest as Frankie Long will hit the bench with those 4 fouls. Minute 25 to go, third quarter, 58-14, fourth-ranked Jaguars on top in the semifinal in Class 5A, Region 4. Heitman spins the basketball, free throw, second one is up, and that one will hit the back of the iron. It deadens and drops in, so 1 of 4 at the free throw stripe tonight. Heitman's first point of the evening as she'll check out after the made free throw. There, Johnson back into the contest for the Cats. And a drive of the paint. Nobody stopped. Beam goes all the way. Shot's no good. Rebound, though, by Smith. And they'll set it back to the top of the key and reverse it around to the far side corner to Kelly. 3 is no good. Hughes with the rebound. Up to Hildebrand on the far side. She'll get it into the front court. And now back to Amara Johnson as the Cats set up the offense. Under a minute to go, third quarter. Hildebrand sets up in the same spot almost. 3 is off the back of the iron. Offensive rebound by Bowie. Gets it to Amara Johnson. Fakes, has her pocket picked as she went up high with the basketball. Beam comes away with it. She'll go all the way in, and the layup is no good. Fouled from behind by Georgia Jansen and Amara Johnson. But I believe it's going to be on Georgia Jansen, and it will be. And that'll be her third foul of the night with 40 seconds to go.
And she was trying to tee her up for a block. You'd like to see her almost sprint and get position in there, maybe be able to pick up a charge. One thing you're looking at this Jaguars team, I think difference of maybe what we've seen a few years ago is this team doesn't seem to be quite as deep as others, because there were points where they went 10-12 deep where it was almost the same level.
Lizzie Beam misses both free throws. Offensive rebound, though. 3 comes up short on the near side as Emma Hunger tried her luck. Not able to get that one to go. And the Bobcats with the rebound. Shot clock is off with 22 seconds to go, third quarter, down 58-15.
Bobcats giving up 4 points in this quarter. They've scored 9.
Jansen gets a basketball left wing, drives underneath the hoop, tries to feed it out to Hildebrand. Pass is low. It's picked off. Kelly came away with it. Jaguars trying for the last shot here of the quarter, and it comes from the free throw line. It's short off the front of the iron by Kylan Smith. 58-15 as we enter the fourth quarter. Bobcats down big to fourth-ranked Ankeny Centennial right here on KFJB-TV.
Auto loans at Lennox Employees Credit Union are not just for cars. If you are looking to purchase a new or used motorcycle, boat, snowmobile, or other recreational vehicle, look no further. Lennox Employees Credit Union has low loan rates, and the loan process is so easy. Visit lennoxecu.com for rates and membership eligibility information, or go to 1004 East Main Street in Marshalltown to visit with one of our loan officers. Lennox Employees Credit Union, member NCUA.
.58-15 is our score. You can take a look at the Bobcat cheerleaders on KFJB-TV making the trip. We passed Brett Umpton, band director, on our way here. We thought the pep band was coming to Ankeny Centennial, but unfortunately not.
No, Brett was just taking the diagonal. Where was he going? No one knows.
No one knows. Hopefully he arrives safe, though.
Yes. The 150 weight class is coming up, so that means Xavier's getting closer and closer, going to be wrestling state championship at 165 later.
We are underway in the fourth quarter. All Jags here tonight as they are fourth ranked in Class 5A. And they just beat Southeast Polk last Friday 60-52, and we expect 13th ranked Southeast Polk to potentially beat Ottumwa here tonight. So they set up kind of a rematch of two teams that met recently.
And that's always an interesting one, is because you're just getting fresh off of it, and you kind of know where you made that mistake, and that sting is very fresh. I anticipate that being a close ball game.
Bobcats get a turnover against Ankeny Centennial into the front court with the basketball. They'll drop it in to Jansen. Pass from Heitman is too high. It's turned over. And it's coming away with it, Kelly. And they try to get it inside to Boating, but she has it tipped away. Gathers it back in, gets it over to Beam, who drives down the right side of the paint. And her floater is no good. She was bumped on the way up, and that's going to mean 2 free throws as a shot
was no good as Lizzie Beam will go to the line for 2. Knocked down a couple of threes in that first half.
Ellie was there defensively, but late she decided to reach in, just wall up. I feel like that first half they kind of lost a little bit of their composure, and that has not returned.
Lizzie Beam at the line. She's a 61% free throw shooter. She knocks down both, and it's 60-15. Mary Johnson in the front court, feeds over to Hildebrand, right wing, dribbles to the top of the key, now into the paint, kicks Heitman, left wing 3 off the mark. This one's going to go out on the baseline as Frankie Long trying for it, couldn't get to it in time. And with that running clock, rest of the season unfortunately running down on the Bobcats here as they had a game against Des Moines East last Friday canceled, had a chance to get to 10 wins. It would have been a nice mark. Obviously, you run into kind of a little bit of a buzzsaw on a CIML opponent here tonight, but definitely you could see with a lot of this team coming back next year, there is a bright future for Bobcat basketball, but Jags a very determined, very good team.
Yeah, the only person right now on the court that will not be in that lineup next year is Ellie Hughes due to graduation. Morgan Hildebrand just coming out. She'll be a sophomore, and I would not be surprised to see her in that starting lineup next year.
Jaguars in the block. Kylan Smith works her way to the front side of the iron and floats one up for 2. It's good, 62-15. Mara Johnson, hesitation move, kicks over to Bowie, far side corner, drives baseline, a pass along the baseline to Heitman. Now Heitman back to the top of the key, but Hughes was cutting off her fingertips. It's turned over all the way in, no good by Lizzie Beam. She's fouled by Mara Johnson from behind. And as we do that, we'll take a timeout real quick. 5:13 to go, fourth quarter, 62-15, Jaguars on top of the Cats.
Some say life is like a road trip. Is it a coincidence Scooter's Coffee is a drive-thru? We don't think so. Whether you need a coffee while you enjoy the view, to just get you through the long stretch, or to refuel between stops, Scooter's Coffee is there, brewing up delicious coffee, espresso blenders, smoothies, iced drinks, and more, with the convenience of a drive-thru so you can stay on the road and enjoy the ride. So go ahead, scoot on around. Amazing people, amazing drinks, amazingly fast. Scooters in Marshalltown.
You look forward to retirement as your time to relax. But now that it's here, turns out relaxation is overrated and you'd rather get back to work with an idea of your own. Wells Fargo Advisors can help. For more than 125 years, we've created wealth management and investment strategies aimed at achieving our clients' personal financial goals. When retirement plans change course, turn to Wells Fargo Advisors. Together, we'll go far.
Wells Fargo Advisors is located at 14 East South Ridge Road in Marshalltown. Call them at 641-752-5401. They're a member SIPC.
Bobcat Athletics on KFJB-TV is sponsored by Marshalltown Area Chamber. Meet in Marshalltown.com. Marshalltown Community College, a step in the right direction. And McGregor's Furniture and Mattress, quality furniture for every room in your home.
Well, you didn't miss anything as timeout was called just moments after we went to break by head coach Brian Murphy. Ankeny Centennial lost the inbound pass. Bobcats came away with it as they got the basketball in the front court. Timeout was called. So 62-15 our current scores. Bobcats have it. Bowie swings it over to Heitman left wing. Now back to Amara Johnson on the right wing. And she'll take a step back 3 on the right wing. 3 is no good. Dylan, a wrestling update?
West Marshall already has a state champ, looking to make it 2. Hanford is tied 1-1 at the 150-pound against Williamsburg Sin with 1:40 left to go in the third period in that one.
Jaguars with the basketball in the front court. Back out to a wide open Boating. 3 is no good as it pops off the back of the iron. Bowie comes away with the basketball.
Bowie did a nice job boxing out. It feels like boxing out is a little bit of a lost art where people just go for the basketball.
Bowie down the left side of the paint, scoop and score is no good as she comes up short on the left side of the iron. Maisie Smith with the basketball into the front court. Boating, free throw line, gets it, goes down the left side and knocked away as she was trying to go inside. As coming away and poking that one was Frankie Long, who will also have another year. And she's just continued to grow this year. 3 blocks per game. That's,
7.5
third in
points,
5A. Yeah.
Over 8 rebounds a game. You really think that double-double is coming next year with maybe those 4 blocks. She's a very good ball player.
Frankie Long on cue, got a piece of the basketball and stole it away for the Bobcats, and now they feed it to a right block, but she has it knocked out of her hands by Ankeny Centennial. Coming up with it is Kylan Smith. She'll run the floor down to the right block, and Kinsley Bowie from behind will foul her, as Kinsley Bowie will pick up the foul for the Cats, sending Kylan Smith to the line again here tonight, an 83% free throw shooter. This will be her second time at the stripe.
And Hildebrandt there just went to guard her person and just let Ankeny Centennial just dribble right past her. She's got to be able to pick up ball, stop ball there.
Kylan Smith rattles in the first free throw, 63-15, Jaguars. Ellie Hughes, the senior, will check out. Samara Johnson will check out. Georgia Jansen, Sydney Capello back into the game.
And this will be Sydney Capello's last game, along with Ellie Hughes as well.
Yep. Capello, technically a junior, but reclassifying as a senior this year. And
smart enough to graduate.
Yeah.
Do 4 years of work in 3 years. Pretty sharp young lady.
Yeah, for sure. Jaguars going to drive inside against the Cats and come up with a bucket. Rylan Boating with her second bucket of the night. She has 4, 66-15. Bobcats in the front court. Jansen. Left wing. Hands off Hildebrandt. Hildebrandt, baseline drive. And just kind of operates in a big circle around the floor. And now hands off to Jansen. She gets tied up with Rylan Boating at a jump ball possession arrow with the Cats. I know there's no moral victories in a game like tonight, 66-15, but back in the 2020 season, Dylan, I know you remember 98-13 was a loss that the Bobcats suffered against Ankeny Centennial.
That was in my first year of broadcasting Bobcats. It was, and they let up off the gas late. But Bobcats are a much better team. There's much more talent. They're almost running this back again next year. But you have to take these moments to say, hey, this is where I've got to get better.
And that was a good play right there. Georgia Jansen on the inbound finds Morgan Hildebrandt, and she puts it off the glass for 2. Hildebrandt with 5 tonight. Ankeny Centennial will inbound. We're under a minute to go in the fourth quarter as Ankeny Centennial will punch their ticket to the final in 4A. A tie-up as driving inside, Rylan Boating gets tied up with Ellie Hughes, and a jump ball position arrow with Ankeny Centennial.
A great back cut there by Morgan Hildebrandt. Bobcats, if you're paying attention to second half scoring, Ankeny Centennial's up 12-11, now 14-11.
Boating missed her shot, and then the putback was good. 6 for her tonight. Bobcats into the front court, have it knocked away by Boating as Jansen had it, driving down the left block. Final seconds ticking off here as Bobcats maybe one more shot before this is all said and done. Hildebrandt wide open, left wing, 3 is up and off the front of the iron, no good. And as the Jaguars get the rebound, time runs out. 68-17 is our final score here tonight. Ankeny Centennial moves on in region number 4, and they await to play either Ottumwa or Southeast Polk coming up next week. Both teams meet at midcourt as we head to the locker room report. We'll chat with head coach Brian Murphy and name our player of the game. That is on the way. This is Bobcat Basketball. You're watching and listening to KFJB News Talk 1230 AM, 93.9 FM, and watching on KFJB-TV.
McGregor's Furniture and Mattress is your local furniture store in Marshalltown, and they are proud to support Marshalltown Bobcat Athletics. If you need a new recliner to relax in, or perhaps a new dining set for the whole family, shop McGregor's. They also have a good selection of luxurious sectional sofas. Score the mattress of your dreams with an assist from the McGregor's friendly and knowledgeable staff. You'll be the household MVP when you bring home the winning selection from McGregor's Furniture and Mattress, downtown Marshalltown. Open 7 days a week.
YMCC, competitive athletics, affordable tuition, on-campus living, online courses plus 2 campus locations, unique programs, career training, small classes, short-term hands-on training. Choose MCC.
The KFJB-TV Locker Room Report, presented by Wells Fargo Advisors of Marshalltown.
Welcome back into the Locker Room Report right here on KFJB-TV, all brought to you by Wells Fargo Advisors. In Marshalltown, 68-17, the final score. Leading score for the Cats tonight, Ellie Hughes with 6, 5 for Kinsley Bowie, Morgan Hildebrand with 5 all in the second half, and Millie Heitman finishes with 1. Leading score for Ankeny Centennial, 18 for Jaden Pratt, did not play in the second half. Maya Crawford, 9, did not play in the second half. Finley Blackmore, 9, didn't play in the second half. Ava Martin played a few minutes in the second half. She finishes with 8 here tonight, and the bench did a nice job as well. Leading scorer off the bench, Lizzie Beam, she finished with 8 for Ankeny Centennial here tonight. So Jags move on. Definitely, Johnston the top of the table, but this is a team that can definitely go out and challenge for that state title in Class 5A.
The way their way forward is speeding teams up, hitting threes, getting turnovers. Their weaknesses, in my opinion, watching them here tonight, they don't have a big. They don't have, getting on the glass. They're very aggressive off the glass, but they're going to struggle when you match up with athletic 6'2s, multiple 6'1 to 6'3 up front, and I think their depth is a little bit lacking. But if they can play that tight 8-person rotation, not get into foul trouble, knock down threes.
And run the floor, because, when they run the
they
floor.
go up and down.
Yeah.
You see Morgan Hildebrandt knocking down a 3 there. But really, when you look at what Ankeny Centennial does, if they're able to get out into space, they're also insanely unselfish with the basketball.
Mm-hmm.
No one is looking to dominate. Everybody, even you look at Crawford and you look at Pratt, yes, they averaged the most points, but they get that in rhythm of the offense. The ball does not die in one person's hands.
No, it does not.
It's a really fun brand of offensive basketball that the Jaguars play, and it was on full display here tonight for at least 2 quarters.
I mean, there was times where the Jaguars had a good look, but they passed it up for an even better look, and I think that's a sign of a good team too.
They had more passes than dribbles on multiple possessions, and if you're looking for well-coached, well-executed basketball, if in the half court you're passing, you have more passes than dribbles leading to a wide-open shot, any coach in America would be happy with that.
Yeah, especially Scott DeYoung.
First and foremost.
All right, with the loss, the Bobcats fall to 9-14 on the season as it comes to an end here. Final thought on kind of the Bobcats season overall. Obviously, one of their better seasons in almost 20 years, and accomplished a lot. A lot of the team coming back. A sour taste in your mouth here tonight, but also a lot of positive going forward.
This is what I see. If I know Amara Johnson and Millie Heitman put in a lot of work in the offseason.
And nobody gets injured.
Yeah, playing all attack. I think if the core girls that will play next year will look aggressively at basketball this summer to get better, this has a chance to be a team that is up in those 14, 15 wins in the Iowa Alliance. They'll be a team that can play with Mason City, that can play with Ames. But they're also a team, if they just will play basketball here and there, I think we may see this being the ceiling. But I really think with the talent that they have, I think if they commit themselves to getting better individually, by the time practices roll around in November and we play that Tuesday before Thanksgiving, I think it's going to be a very dangerous Iowa Alliance North basketball team.
Yeah, that is for sure. When we come back, we'll name our Bobcat Player of the Game, presented by Opa Grill in Marshalltown. This is the Locker Room Report. You're watching KFJB-TV.
You look forward to retirement as your time to relax. But now that it's here, turns out relaxation is overrated and you'd rather get back to work with an idea of your own. Wells Fargo Advisors can help. For more than 125 years, we've created wealth management and investment strategies aimed at achieving our clients' personal financial goals. When retirement plans change course, turn to Wells Fargo Advisors. Together, we'll go far.
Wells Fargo Advisors is located at 14 East South Ridge Road in Marshalltown. Call them at 641-752-5401. They're a member SIPC.
The KFJB-TV Locker Room Report, presented by Wells Fargo Advisors of Marshalltown.
Welcome back into the Locker Room Report here on KFJB-TV, as it's now time for a Player of the Game, all presented by Opa Grill in Marshalltown. Greek and traditional favorites, all you have to say is Opa. All right, our Player of the Game, well, she led the Bobcats in scoring tonight, 6 points for Ellie Hughes, the senior. Will go out strong here tonight. She is our Opa Player of the Game. Ellie Hughes receives a $25 gift certificate to Opa Grill in Marshalltown. Coming up, we will have our postgame chat with Brian Murphy and Dylan Doze. That is next when we come back on the Locker Room Report, presented by Wells Fargo Advisors in Marshalltown.
What does OPA mean? OPA means joy, enthusiasm, and approval. And when you dine at Opa Grill in Marshalltown, you'll understand why. With their made-to-order pastas, soups, and salads made daily with the freshest ingredients. Favorites include chicken parmesan pan-fried to perfection, fresh and light chicken lemon rice soup, and their signature Opa salad topped with seasoned gyro meat. Opa Grill Family Restaurant in Marshalltown, where you can dine in or drive through. All you have to say is, Opa!
You planned and saved for your child to go to college, but medical school after graduation was a surprise. A happy, expensive surprise. Wells Fargo Advisors can help. For more than 125 years, we've created wealth management and investment strategies aimed at achieving our clients' personal financial goals. When opportunities surprise you, turn to Wells Fargo Advisors. Together, we'll go far.
Wells Fargo Advisors is located at 14 East South Ridge Road in Marshalltown. Call them at 641-752-5401. They're a member SIPC.
The KFJB-TV Locker Room Report, presented by Wells Fargo Advisors of Marshalltown.
Our post-game interview, all presented by Laurel Diesel Services, your locally owned qualified diesel mechanics. Dylan Doze is now standing by with head coach Brian Murphy.
Welcome in with Coach Brian Murphy. Coach, you come to Ankeny Centennial. You have to start perfect to kind of match the energy and the shooting capabilities of Ankeny Centennial. And tonight it didn't happen. Coming out of the starting blocks, what did you see from your Bobcats?
I think the hardest thing is when you're trying to adjust to not only CIML, but essentially D1 level speed, aggression, physicality. It's something that we just haven't seen a lot of this year, where we got a taste of it with Southeast Polk, but even they're kind of middle of the pack. I mean, as I said at pregame, Coach DeYoung coaches a very specific type of defense. If you play basketball here, that's what you're going to do. And so it just, that adjustment period took too long for us, where I think we spotted them 8 points in like the first 90 seconds. And it just, at that point, you're clawing back, right? And so, we got there eventually from a kind of a stability standpoint. But at that point, you're fighting for air and fighting to keep things in front. So proud of our effort for sure, but it's a very small margin of error.
Yeah, you look, they overplay passing lanes, and that continued to be an issue. But you did see some bright spots at points. Amara Johnson at points was able to get into the lane, and really you look towards Morgan Hildebrand knocking down a three, Kinsley Bowie knocking down a three. In that third quarter, yes, it wasn't against all the starters, but definitely outscored them, held them to 4 points. What are some of the bright spots you saw there that you can look towards the summer to kind of encourage these girls to get better?
I mean, one thing that I would point out to them is the fact that, so the first half, they were playing against primarily 5 seniors that have been in this program for 5 years. They've been coached up. I think 3 or 4 of the 5 are going D1. There's a level of expectation there. When they went to their underclassmen, and some of those suddenly looked a lot more even. And, when we think about our goals for the program, right, we want to continue to build up. So by the time we do have seniors kind of across the board and not scattered quite so much, we are closer to that level, being able to maintain and compete from the jump and not having to claw our way back every single time.
And talking about seniors, you're going to lose a couple rotational players. One is our leading scorer tonight, Nellie Hughes, but also Sid Capeyu. What can you say about those 2 young ladies?
To start with Ellie, she's given us 4 years, and she's somebody, if you had told her as a freshman where she'd be now, she probably wouldn't believe it. She didn't really love basketball at that point, and her growth and development, not only from a basketball sense, but a leadership sense. She is kind of, affectionately the team mom. She kind of gets things organized off and on the court. So, that persona, that responsibility is something we're very much going to miss. And Sid is somebody that, you think about as a freshman, she's undergone a lot of different types of seasons where positionally there's been a lot of change. And, that's a really hard thing to do as a player, and she's embraced the challenge every single season. Certainly injuries have played a lot more of a factor than I would ever hope for a player. But, the fact that she was able to come back at all, grit it out again, is something that, she deserves a lot of credit for gutting it out even tonight.
Well, it was a pleasure to follow and cover the girls Bobcats team this year. Here we're looking to the off season. You get rest up, reintroduce with your family and kids, and get ready for off-season programs. And we'll be back for next year to cover what I think is going to be even better Bobcat girls team. Thank you very much, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, Dylan. That is our post-game chat, again, all brought to you by Laurel Diesel Services, your locally owned qualified diesel mechanics. This is the Locker Room Report. You're watching KFJB-TV.
When Mike Overton moved to Laurel, Iowa, he had a vision to have a diesel repair shop that would support his growing family and passion for working on diesel engines. Being part of the East Marshall community means ensuring that farmers, truck drivers, and businesses run smoothly. With a large building and state-of-the-art equipment, Laurel Diesel Services is always up for a challenge. When your farm trucks, semis, or other diesel equipment requires maintenance or the occasional repair, take it to Laurel Diesel Services.
The right insurance agent can make all the difference. Assured Partners agents represent multiple insurance companies. They can pick and choose from a larger variety of outstanding insurance options. Assured Partners also handles life and health insurance and Medicare supplement coverage. With access to local, regional, and national insurance companies, Assured Partners will create policies tailored to the coverage you need. For more information, go online to assuredpartners.com/Marshalltown. Power through partnership with Assured Partners in Marshalltown, Toledo, and West Des Moines.
At Greg Young Automotive, we go the extra mile for our customers across Iowa. Why do customers choose us and keep coming back? Because our commitment to exceptional service and satisfaction never wavers. With our extensive network of dealerships throughout Iowa, we leverage unbeatable pricing and offer a better inventory selection than other dealerships. Visit any of our 6 locations across the state and experience the Greg Young difference, where we'll go the extra mile for you.
Make the equity in your home work for you with the home equity loan from Lennox Employees Credit Union. Crush high-interest credit card debt and make needed improvements to your home. You have the power to refinance and change your financial life. With the lower interest rate, repayment is more comfortable than paying those high credit card interest rates. The loan process is easy. See Lennox Employees Credit Union, 1004 East Main Street in Marshalltown. Member NCUA Equal Housing Lender. Online at lennoxecu.com.
Bobcat Athletics on KFJB-TV is sponsored by Sports Plus, sportsplusTherapy.com. Wayward Social, the place for bowling, games, food, and more. And Wells Fargo Advisors of Marshalltown, helping you develop strategies for pursuing your financial goals.
Welcome back one final time at Ankeny Centennial High School. Brandon Lewis with you, Dylan Doze alongside me. Final scores, thanks to David Suits, our producer back in the radio studios. Ankeny takes down Sioux City East 66-14. Davenport North moves along after taking down Muscatine 74-29 tonight. As Des Moines Lincoln, their season comes to an end with a tough loss at Dowling Catholic 79-19. Iowa City West currently leading Cedar Rapids Kennedy 31-23. Johnston advances past Council Bluffs Lincoln 76-28. Valley is currently trailing Iowa City Liberty 59-41. Pleasant Valley moves on against Dubuque Senior 75-23. Prairie topples Waterloo West 72-39. Ames gets a nice victory against Des Moines Roosevelt 43-34, and Waukee tops Indianola 80-37. We knew Nick Wise earlier tonight secured 7th place finish on the podium at state wrestling, and still waiting for Xavier Anderson to come up here tonight at the tournament in Class 3A. We'll be awaiting to see how he does here tonight. But West Marshall, Shane Hanford was a champ at 150. He won by 4-2 decision. And also Elijah Corder of West Marshall, he won at 113 in a 10-7 decision. Both those guys undefeated this year. Corder went 43-0. Hanford went 46-0. How about that?
That's pretty impressive. And Xavier's on deck. They're getting ready to wrestle 165. So
all right.
We
will let everyone go so they can watch Xavier Anderson.
Enjoy. Hopefully a Bobcat will be number one here at 165 in 3A wrestling.
Well, we have enjoyed having you along for all season long here tonight, and we appreciate the girls for always being so supportive of Bobcat Live and our roundtables. We've had a lot of fun with the girls this year. They are really a tight-knit group, and it'll be fun to see what the off-season brings in the new season next year.
Yeah, these are state championship level kids. They're a ton of fun to cover. Great personalities, great people. Looking forward to continue to cover them moving forward.
Well, our next game coming up, he's on hand. Lamar Johnson is right there on KFJB-TV, as you can see. The boys will get postseason going on Monday night in Class 4A and Sub-State 4, and tip-off will be at 7 o'clock, 6:45 pregame. Dylan will be alongside me as it's Marshalltown at Mason City. The third time we had that matchup this year. Bobcats got blown out on the road, and then they blew Mason City out at home. So who knows? Third time around, we're hoping for a good one.
Yeah, I just know we'll get a better effort by the Bobcats up in Mason City than we did the first time.
That is for sure. All right, for our KFJB-TV crew here tonight, Lincoln Eastman, Keith Stewart on camera, David Seuss, our radio producer, and David Braga, our on-site producer. For Dylan Doze, I'm Brandon Lewis. Once again, the girls lose here tonight in Region Number 4, Class 5A, 68-17, as the Jaguars move on to either face Ottumwa or Southeast Polk next week. I'm Brandon Lewis. Have a great rest of your Saturday night. You have been watching Marshalltown Bobcat girls basketball right here on your home for the Cats, KFJB-TV.
Bobcat Athletics on KFJB-TV is made possible by Assured Partners, Greg Young of Marshalltown, Lennox Employees Credit Union, Marshalltown Area Chamber, Marshalltown Community College, The Gregors Furniture and Mattress, Sports Plus, Wayward Social, Wells Fargo Advisors of Marshalltown, Marshalltown School District, Scooters of Marshalltown, State Farm, mtownproud.com.